Oi guys, it's Bounty Hunter 115 and thanks again for tuning into the video. It's going to be an interesting one. There's a few things I wanted to talk about. First off guys, I hope you all are very excited for the new Call of Duty dropping tomorrow. October 25th to anyone who didn't know and you're a bit late to the party. But guys, basically what I wanted to talk about was there's already a lot of controversy surrounding this game and it's not looking good. Like the first one I want to start off with is the exclusivity deal that Sony made with Activision to keep a game mode exclusive to the PlayStation 4 for an entire year. And to someone who doesn't know Call of Duty all that well, it doesn't sound too terrible. It's maybe 1% of the game they won't be able to play for a year. But I can argue that this is a real big problem, because to anyone who didn't know, the average life cycle of a Call of Duty game is about 1 year. And there will be people who will argue with me, oh, Bounty, that's not the case. It isn't always like that. It's true, it's not always like that, but I'd say the average, for the most part, it's going to be around about a year, And that means Xbox One and PC players will never be able to experience this game mode during the peak of its popularity. And to anyone who didn't know, the game mode is Spec Ops Survival. And I'm a big horde mode, survival mode type of guy. I like those type of games. I like the zombies in this. I like all that good stuff. But yeah, guys, I'm getting destroyed. I dropped into a random game and we are getting wrecked. But anyway, other than that, Activision bragged about this game being cross-play, and everyone was very excited for it. We can all play together now, regardless of what platform you use. But then they go and pull off a stunt like this. It really doesn't make sense why they would do it. It just doesn't make any sense at all, And the second thing I wanted to talk about, the second point I want to make is lots of people have reported this happening to them. If it ever felt like during alpha and beta that it took you forever to kill someone and you end up getting one-shotted all the time, I actually thought it was because I'm bad at the game, honestly. But after a while, some people were complaining over the fact that there is a real big delay in damage detection in the game, and there's always been something like this wrong in alpha and betas. But people have reported that this is the biggest delay in the game they've ever seen before. I have spoken to people who run tests and analytics for stuff like this on YouTube. I might link their channels in the description down below if you guys don't believe me. And the general consensus is that there's a big delay. And why this is happening, I have no idea, because they're doing so many things, so many stuff they're doing wrong. And they're not supposed to do it wrong, because it's simple stuff. It's 2019. It isn't their first rodeo. This isn't their first game they're making. And I'm also calling BS on the fact that they said the game's not going to feature a loot box or battle pass. It's nonsense. Activision don't wait a couple of months after the game is released, and then they wait for the reviews to come out, and then when the reviews are good, they start unloading the microtransactions, the battle passes, and the loot crates. The loot crates Call of Duty has some of the worst drop rates in terms of loot crate. The percentage of chance you have to get to the good stuff. And another thing, guys, PC players and me myself on the PlayStation has experienced this. Apparently the general consensus is that it's PC only, but I've seen it with my own eyes. Some of my friends have confirmed this. The game does not display ping properly, and this is one of those things that also just completely boggle my mind, because the coding, displaying the ping is supposed to be baked into the coding of the game. The game is literally just supposed to go fetch that number and display it for you as it is in real time. But everyone is reported, especially on PC, but even on the PlayStation 4, I know for a fact alpha and beta servers were European servers. I'm from South Africa. I knew for a fact I was playing Europeans for a fact, but I had a constant 75 ping. Guys, that's BS. You cannot have one ping an entire game for 5 or 6 hours. It's impossible. I'm not playing the PS4 on NASA, We don't have a great connection speed. We don't have good internet speeds in South Africa. I'm sorry. I knew something was fishy with the way they displayed the ping, and I went on Reddit and I saw a lot of posts about this, and people have said the game does not display pings properly. it just really, I don't understand this. It doesn't make any sense. And another thing, PC players were complaining about this, and this really, I really feel for them for this, because this doesn't make sense at all. People can't hide their people. You have to be able to hide your IP address. You get people that can hack anything nowadays. You know, I wouldn't want to be on a PC and get DDoSed because someone sees my IP address. They really have to address this and like really start looking at the small things if they want this game to work, because it's not looking good. The only saving grace I can see for this game is the variety in game modes that they always bring with every Call of Duty. They do, really. There's always a huge variety with Call of Duty games. Variety and really the campaign is really that's what's gonna set the game apart from the others in the series. If they deliver on a campaign, I can really see this game having a really good life cycle. Because apparently also another news thing I wanted to talk about was apparently they said this Call of Duty has the biggest pipeline in terms of development, or the longest one for that matter. They really have a lot of deals. I think it's going to be paid DLC. How they're going to handle the whole microtransaction business, I'm really interested in seeing how they're going to do it, because I'm calling BS on the any. They always do it, and they probably always will. Guys, I really want to hear what you think about what's going on in the Call of Duty universe, and Activision for that matter, because Activision is just, they're one of the more predatory gaming companies I've seen in a very long time. And guys, of course, this is just my personal opinion. You know, there's a lot of people that can counter-argue this, and we can counter-argue it probably all day, but all I can say is they might have been taking it too far with the exclusivity deal, and I'm not digging what they're doing right now. You know, it kind of feels like they're spitting in our faces. If you're a gamer in 2019 and you play a game, especially one that's made by Activision, and you think you can just pay $60 or 60 euros or 1,000 rand depending on where you are on the world, and think, okay, that's done, I bought the game, I'm finished. That price tag, guys, literally it just means it's a starting point. You pay the $60 price tag or the 1,000 rand price tag, that's just the starting point, because no matter what you do, how good or how bad you are at the game, they always try to force you in the direction of the store. That's why the drop rates are so terrible. You know, they really want you to spend money on the game, and they do whatever they can to make that happen. And this is a really bad way to go. You know, I'm not going to sit here and trying to convince you guys to not play the game or help me hate on Activision, because guys, I don't condone hate. There's also been this thing going around about people cancelling their pre-orders as a message to Activision. I think that's a pretty cool way to do it. And guys, I'm not condemning it, but I'm also not condoning it at the same time. You know, I would probably have done it, but the only reason I'm still keeping my pre-order, not cancelling it, is because I did promise you guys footage of the game and some gameplay and content for the game overall. So that's what I'm gonna do. The only reason I'm gonna still pay for the game and actually download it and everything is because of you guys. You deserve that. You deserve to see the game. If I get knifed one more time, I'm gonna lose it. I don't even know what he's using, but he's very good. An action figure, well done. It really kind of, excuse my language, but it does really piss me off the way they're doing in the PS2 era. Some really good memories with the game, but like lately they've just been screwing it up. And I'm just gonna probably keep on rambling about it for a very long time. Oh, I just got killed. But guys, really thanks for tuning in, and if you're new to the channel, please, if you like Call of Duty, if you like first person shooters, or you just like to watch my videos, guys, leave a like and subscribe. And to everyone that's already subscribed, share my channel on your social media and use the hashtag I'm going to put in the description box down below. I really would appreciate some more exposure, and I'm really trying to make it big on the platform. And leave me a comment down below, guys. What do you think of Call of Duty? What do you think the state is and what state Activision is, and how you guys personally feel about it? Guys, if you pre-ordered the game, let me know. We should play some games together. I wouldn't mind playing some games with some of my subscribers. That would make for an interesting video. Guys, as always, happy hunting.